Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from whatever it is you're up to on this beautiful Sunday and join us for some boy band conversation. As always, my name is Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, a.k.a. Mama Lou.
Before we start, I would just like to say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there.
But especially to our mothers.
Aww.
Well, especially our mothers and also the mothers of all the boy banders.
Say, yes.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm not his fan, I'm his mother. As
Yes.
Chris's mom.
Chris's
yes.
mom used to say.
Thank you for birthing attractive and talented sons.
That's true. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, you're talking about Chris.
Yes, we are, Lydia.
We're talking about the mothers of all
That's
the
a
boy
good
band.
one. And now we got another
members.
finger.
Finger here comes. Oh, it's going to be a good show today.
Whatever, guys. We also have some birthdays coming up this week. So May 14th, we have Danny Wood from New Kids on the Block. He has turned, she's turning 50, the big 5-0. His mother, Betty, passed away many years ago.
Sad.
But no, he has this Remember Betty thing that raises money for cancer research.
Oh,
so
that's
yes.
nice.
And then on May 17th, also from New Kids on the Block, we have Jordan Knight turning 49. And I don't know the Knight's mom's name, but she had lots of kids. So yes.
Good on you, buddy.
Happy Mother's Day,
Mrs. Knight.
Mrs. Knight.
Or
yes.
Okay. Finally. the
Diane
episode-
just found a robot.
I just found a
I
robot.
just picked it up because
I'm
that's
gonna-
how Diane is.
I feel like we left this here.
I think
like,
so too.
a
It's
few
it's
weeks
definitely
ago.
a Happy Meal toy that I probably would
It
have
is
purchased.
a Happy Meal
Is this
toy.
not going to be on air? Like,
No, you can't
we're
hear this. No one can hear this.
okay, all right.
Sorry, apparently we get distracted easily. So back to Diane.
What?
Listen, I got bored during the birthday segment. Anyways,
Hurtful.
the episode you've all been waiting for.
Yay!
Yeah,
Our
Vegas, baby.
Recap and review of our Las Vegas trip.
Woo!
If we remember it. 'Cause it's been
If we remember, because it has been forever.
And we're apparently old.
That's the main problem.
Yes, we can't deny that. Yes.
All right, so we flew there. It was nighttime.
So-
are we allowed to say from where? Do we have
Sure.
stalkers on this channel yet?
Yet? Are you planning on getting
I'd
stalkers?
like a couple.
Okay, so we left out of the Hamilton Airport,
Thank you.
Took
Ontario.
some pictures.
I mean, can they stalk us in the past? Do they time travel?
It's a really sad time travel. Like, just hanging out at an airport.
Good point. Okay. Sorry, we left from Hamilton, Ontario on a flight to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Should we say what airline we use?
We used Swoop. And there was some rowdy gentlemen.
There was
behind
some
us.
rowdy
Oh my
drunk
God.
men.
They were hilarious.
There was a bachelor party. We have no idea if Kyle got laid or not.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
part of the.
They were so funny. And then, like, at one point, they were talking about such gross shit. It was so funny.
Yes, we were dying of laughter.
We're just like looking at each other like. And then another point of the thing, this lady came to go use the bathroom, but like to throw up, I think. Or
I think she
shit
was
her
also
pants.
drunk.
And she like got to like right because they were in the last row before the bathroom, so she just stopped and like was hovering over this Kyle guy who was asleep, and then he like wakes up and sees this woman like leaning over him, and then she like bolts into the bathroom, and he's like, "What just happened?"
And all of us look at each other like, did that just really happen? Like,
And then he went back to sleep. So, but
It
yeah,
was so funny.
she was in there for quite some time. But,
oh my God, these guys were so weird, but it was entertaining.
and then so they were on our flight back
Very
as well.
entertaining.
I feel that the best part was that at one point, Swoop Airlines is like the most budget airline of all time. So literally you don't even have in-flight entertainment. Like you can't watch a movie like or TV or
Which
anything.
apparently they had it like 2 months ago and then got rid of it. So my mom's like, "Yeah, you just download the app and watch it." So we're like, we're like, what can we
is it
do?
not
There's
working?
nothing there, nothing to do. So
Anyways, so at one point we were playing Heads Up, and Lydia says to the guys, "Oh, you can play too." So
yeah,
the thing,
was good.
the clue is weightlifting. Lydia doesn't know this, and this guy's like, "Oh, I used to do this all the time, but now I don't anymore." And she's like, "Weightlifting," and everyone died because we're just like, "How the hell did you get that from that?"
Yeah, that was good.
that's pretty funny. Yeah. Good times, good times.
Yes.
Yeah, and apparently there was something about they were like race jerking off or something. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
oh my
there was
God,
like
so
some
good.
team.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
yeah, that was gross.
really
I was like,
gross.
why-
On the plane?
No, not on the plane.
No, they were talking about
is
how they
like in
do
the
this
past.
thing that they would all go and start jerking off at the same time, and the first one wins to get it out. And I was just like,
What kind of people?
This is what I'm saying.
this is so. This started.
Kyle.
So this started our trip to Vegas. So we're like, okay, and our moms are sitting beside us as well. So,
Yeah.
but I
That
think
was awkward.
actually my mom was asleep the entire time. She was just like,
No, that was the flight back. Your mom was awake for a good part of the way down.
yeah.
Anyways, when we got there, we were extremely tired.
The lift, of course, is a very confusing, faraway place, but then we got it. So
Yes, that was my first time using a lift. Very
I gotta say, there were 6 of us in our group, so obviously we need a bigger car, and it all varied. So what one person seems to think is a 6-person car is not necessarily
What another person
car.
thinks is a 6-person car.
So yeah, well, yeah, that was
there were some
entertaining.
interesting lifts.
There
I'll
was
tell
definitely,
you that.
yes. All right, so we get there, we get to the hotel, we check in. I had called ahead of time to get 2 hotel rooms beside each other. They said, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. That was a problem, so they didn't have them.
We weren't
So-
even on the same floor.
So we were on 2 separate floors, like about 10 rooms apart. I was going to say rows. That's not it. Rooms apart. But they gave us the view of Paris. So that was pretty cool. So at least we
Yes,
got to
I
see
like
that
that,
outside of our window.
and we could see Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, and you could see like the
you could
Bellagio
hear
fountains and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it was
We
a
got
good
a view.
So that was nice. So we dropped off our stuff. So at this point, it's like midnight-ish.
This is Bally's, by the way.
Bally's. So we stayed at Bally's. It was like
The
a hot wire
hotel,
secret
when we
hotel.
refer to it in the future, is Bally's.
Yes. So, and apparently where we stayed was a mile away from where the pool is, which was another.
Oh, I
thing.
didn't go to the pool, so that's fine.
So yeah. So what's cool about Bally's though is that they have this like bazaar in front of them or something. that
Yeah.
has-
Yeah, it was.
So it has like a bunch of little restaurants and stuff. So after we like dropped all of our stuff off, then we decided we'd hit up Wahlburgers because obviously it's a boy band trip, so we
Yes,
have to go.
woohoo.
So I think it was like midnight their time, which was like 3:00 in the morning our time.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were
But
all
yeah.
just kind of like,
Yeah, if you're wondering why I look super grumpy in the photos, it's because it's 3 a.m. But
But I gotta say, like, I really enjoyed my burger. Like, it was like one of those like specialty ones. And last time I tried a specialty Wahlburger, it was disgusting. But this one was amazing. It was like chili and like nachos and stuff or something.
yeah,
It was,
it
it
was
was-
like Tex-Mex or something.
I was like, yes, beautiful.
It was good. It was a good meal.
And then we
Go
went to go
Wahlburgers.
steal the cups. And Lydia's like, we should ask the waitress if we can take them. I'm like, or we could just take them. And then Lydia's like, no, we can't steal. And the waitress is like, yeah, you can take them. And we're like, woohoo. So they're actually very nice
They're used
cups.
to like people walking around with open drinks. Like that's Vegas for you.
that's
baby.
Vegas.
Yes. So that was day 1. Then day 2 was the Friday,
Yes. That was the
Uh,
first full day.
real day.
So what did we do? We
Hash
woke-
House
The
a
day of
Go-Go.
our-
Right,
that was the day
right,
of our
right.
Backstreet. Oh,
So yes, so all 6 of us went to the one Backstreet Boys show, and we had seats. And then this next day, 3 of us went, and whatever. So that day we went to Hash House a Go-Go, which is anyone who's never been there before, ginormous portions. Lydia, how did you think about it?
I was very excited because on the menu it had the Man vs. Food, Adam Richman, who's like one of my ultimate food gurus. He ate there and he liked this particular fried chicken Benedict, so I had it and it was tasty. So yes, definitely recommend.
100%.
There was also the kiosk where you could take your own
Oh, yes,
selfie, and oh my gosh,
It was very hard to take a selfie of 6
I
people.
was
That was kind
dying
of the theme of our
laughter.
trip.
The theme of the trip was it's hard to take a picture of 6 people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
it
it
was
is.
like brutal. Like Chinzia had like mom like a robot. She was like trying to repositioning
oh
her
my
head.
God. And because she was doing that, I was like dying. I was like, oh my god, yeah.
This one picture which we took, which my mom took it, and she's like, yeah, we're all in the picture. And I'm like, I'm only seeing 5 heads. And then afterwards I realized she was not in the picture, but she thought I was her. So it was a good time. So
Yes, it was very
Good
good.
times.
Also, the pancakes were the size of hubcaps. They were huge at Hash Hash Go Go. I need to mention that because it
Yes.
was amazing.
Yes.
It was
and
so
good bacon,
Thumbs
good
up.
drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that.
We ate
then we
a lot of
deci-
food.
Some were like, let's walk around. So I think we walked to the Venetian.
Yes.
And then we didn't go on the gondola rides
Because it costs $40 for
And
10
we were
minutes.
waiting for half an hour, so we didn't wait.
No, yeah, it was whatever. Then we left there. And
Also, the theme of the trip, we took lots of pictures, and every time that we went somewhere.
And we took pictures of our food.
And then we went to the flamingo exhibit. I do have a video of this, which was super entertaining because Chinzia is afraid of birds.
Yes, this was very
So
And it wasn't just flamingos out there. There were other deadly birds as well. So
That she thought that we're gonna
Deadly
come and kill
being-
her.
Chinzia thinks pelicans will kill you.
They're
Because
just
they
living their
will.
best life, all right?
Are they?
Plus,
Are
I didn't
they?
even see a pelican.
They had a lot of pointy birds,
They're a lot of like tiny black birds.
magpies.
There were like ducks, not
Yes.
deadly at all. There were parrots, also not deadly. You know,
I
and
saw a hummingbird
flamingos.
in real life. I was like, this is like, I've never seen one like in the flesh.
Cool. There were hummingbirds. Do
So,
those
yeah,
count as birds or are they bugs?
I think they're birds.
They're birds. Why would they not be birds?
I don't know. I feel like their wings make them insects. I don't know. If you're
Moving along from this,
scientist,
Where are we? Did we eat dinner or did we just go to the show? I can't remember.
I feel like we ate something.
We wolfed down
Oh,
a slice
right.
of pizza that we had to like. You were like running like it was a goddamn marathon, and I was just like,
Oh yes, before the show we
Before the
ran because
show.
we were hungry.
yeah.
Ah, yes. Because the show was starting and we were not there.
But the lineup to admission, people were still like lining up. They were like,
But the show
excited for
started like
lesbians
pretty
behind
much
us.
as soon
They
as
were
we
like,
got.
That's straight. And I was like, good
why
for
did you think they were lesbians?
The ones behind me and mom. You guys were ahead of the line with us, but it was just very exciting. I was like, ooh, yes, everyone loves Backstreet. So, anyways,
So the thing that I didn't like about where our seats were, so we picked the seats. Obviously, we got 6 together. We didn't have.
This was funny.
We
too.
didn't have $1 million to buy the VIP tables, which we really should have when they first went on sale. But like,
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
it was over $3,000.
Say lovey.
So whatever. So we had pretty good, and we were right beside the sound stage, which is awesome. And we always have signs, so we had our signs, and we were good to go. And we were in front of a camera. And the camera guy's like, "Hey, don't put your signs up," and don't put your hands up. So I have to be at a concert where I'm not putting my arms up because then I block the sign. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then an usher came and said, "Hey, just so you know, don't put your signs up." Okay, got it. Cameraman already told us. Then these two went to go get drinks, and then they come back again, and another lady, she's like, "Hey, and just so you know, please don't put your." I'm like, I've already been told 3 times, thanks. And then she was just like, well, we just want to make sure. So then, like, the whole time, now I'm, like, stressed out that I can't put
that
my
would explain why
hands
I'm like,
up.
Shanika's not doing her like normal, like
Because they were complete a-holes, and I'm like, I understand. And, like, 3/4 of the show, they're not even using the camera anyway. So I totally could have put my...
switch spots with me. I had my hands up. I was like going like fucking bananas.
And then Mom was also recording a lot of songs, so I didn't feel like I could sing along because I hate getting my voice recorded onto things. So
she's on a podcast.
And
Yeah.
then I had 2 tall people alternating. So there was really, I couldn't even get good sight lines.
I feel like it's such a cock because I had a great seat.
And I know, and I actually enjoyed watching your face because your face
That
was amazing.
one of my favorite parts of the show.
And then my other favorite part of the show is that we were actually in front of the section where Nick and AJ were. So when my mom turned around and she saw Nick was there, she's like, "Oh!" And then afterwards, she's like, "Did you know Nick was going to be here?" We're like,
That's when your
"Yeah,
mom-
buddy. Yes, we
Diane's
did."
mom was like, "Oh, we're so lucky to have those seats."
Yeah.
And we're like,
Apparently, first of all,
Sweet
I'm pretty
summer
sure
child.
we already told them
I thought
did.
we
I
did
feel
too.
like we did.
this was going to happen. But
I
anyway,
don't remember that conversation. I was happily surprised when AJ was like within like. I
I'm
could see
glad
his
you guys
beard.
were surprised because maybe that made it better.
Maybe,
But yeah, my mom's like, "Did you guys know that Nick was going to be that close to us?" No.
Not at all.
Have you met us? Obviously, we're
We didn't strategically pick this spot.
Anyway, so that was
So
cool.
that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a really good show. And I just feel like at points, just looking over at Lydia's face was like, "Woo!" Or like the dancers were doing something, and she was just like, "This is
yes,
amazing."
That was so sexy.
During the call, your face was
oh,
amazing.
the call. I'm like,
Yes.
this song is like my jam. I love the call.
It was
She was like, her
amazing.
mind was blown.
It was blown.
It was
I'm like,
very-
you guys remember this song? And get another boyfriend. I was like, that was brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant. And
So-
then like the wives were there, and I was like, it was a good show all around. Just want to like hug everybody. And we got collector cups.
Yes,
Yes.
those are nice because when we went when we went, they didn't have the cups.
2 years ago, they didn't.
So
have
we
those.
went like near the beginning of the tour,
Yeah.
the residency. I feel
very
like
beginning. Like I
it
feel
wasn't like the first
third
week. Yeah, because it was in March. So we missed out on all those cups. So thank you, Lydia, for getting me a cup.
No problem.
That's
you look
lovely.
like you needed alcoholic slushy and a soft pretzel.
Hey.
Figured
But
it
she
was-
didn't drink the alcoholic slushy.
You gave me cranberry juice.
Oh, I had.
You had
Sorry.
Diane and her mom had drinks, and then
My mom didn't drink at the concert.
Oh, okay.
Just later.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell this story. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so then in a happy turn of events,
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
we were a little annoyed because a week before we were going to go or whatever, Nick's like, would you like me to do an event? And we're like, for the love of God, yes, we would like you to do an event. And then he's like, cool, I'm doing it in 2 weeks in the last week. And then we're like, son of a bitch, Nick, God.
Because obviously we weren't going to be there.
And then literally the day before the, Thursday when we were leaving, Howie's like, guess what, guys?
We're doing an event tomorrow.
And we were like, yes, Howie, woohoo.
Bargain Backstreet comes
Love
through.
him.
So that's not nice to call him Bargain Backstreet.
No, but
It's not in a
it's in the
bad
nicest way
way.
possible. He makes
We
it
love
affordable
him. Thank
for
you,
us to see
Howie.
him.
Anyways,
affordable.
listen, it didn't really matter how much it cost because Howie came through in the end when Nick did not. So
In Nick's defense, it was also Odin's birthday that
I
day.
don't.
So like
he could have done it on Saturday.
Yes, he
Saturday
could
was
have. I
nothing.
agree.
It was also Easter weekend. So we thought we were getting nothing. So we're like, yes, thank you, Howie. This is amazing. So then Lydia and my mom are like, nope, not doing it.
Nope, and all the way out of here. The concert was enough for me.
Because they don't, they're not night owls.
I'm not. No, I
Like
after
by 9
9:30, my body's just shuts down. We went to Paris. We bought a fucking baguette and some cheese, and we were just eating it like champs. It was wonderful and getting drunk. Beautiful.
Those are
Yes.
some nice pictures.
Thank you.
So yeah, the problem was, so what myself and my mom and Sophia did is after the flamingo thing, we went to watch the Leaf game.
Yes.
And we had a beer or two.
what were we doing during that time?
We're sleeping. 'Cause we're like,
You guys were
my
taking
God.
a nap.
Did I take another nap?
You took a lot
We
of
had to
naps.
take
Took a lot of naps. Yes.
And then we got ready, and then we went to the show, and then I had a margarita, and the guy,
He doubled it.
he put a lot of tequila
because
in there.
when you got the collector cup, you got double shots.
You got triple
or
shots.
triple shots, yes.
And I don't, that was, anyways.
Diane
So-
was drunk.
I didn't eat dinner for amendment. Okay, so the last thing I ate was this giant pancake at Hash Hackagogo. Okay,
At,
and that was
noon.
like a noon. This is 9 p.m. That's the last thing I ate. I've now had a beer and a triple margarita. So I'm fine, but I'm like, woo, you know.
It was very entertaining.
Then we went to Howie's event. And because it's friggin' Howie, he's like, yes, you pay this price, you get 2 free drinks. And I was like, I will take those 2 free drinks.
I'm like, we are
I
going to
also
use
took
these
those
2 free
free
drinks
drinks
because
as
we
well.
paid for them. Get our money's worth.
So
So because it was last minute. Oh no, because he had us take the pictures instead of doing the thing where you take like a selfie in the VIP. We took it in the back.
professional photos by the bathroom.
Which, by the way, there was no light at all. It was darkness, and then Justin
then
just had
the
a really
flash
bright
was like-
flash, blinding. It was great. So
Anyways,
ran
yes.
into some friends in line, so that was nice.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a good event, but like,
It was Diane's mom's first time meeting any celebrity at all, and she loves Howie, so it actually worked out really well.
yeah, that was a very nice time.
We could see our hotel room from there as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were waving to Lydia.
We didn't
I
even.
saw you wave, and I waved back.
So then after that, then we went into like the little VIP area, and then we went to go get drinks a few times, and then Howie came and kind of like walked out and did some stuff. I tried to go
Sophia
live.
took an amazing selfie with him.
So
Oh my God, that
Howie
was
took,
hilarious.
Like, the best selfie ever. He literally was taking a selfie of me and Paula, and I put the flash on because it was dark, right? I don't want like blurry,
Yes.
whatever. So instead of like waiting till the flash was finished, he just like gave it back to me as the flash was still going on.
So the picture is of the ceiling of
So nice.
Paris, but this Sophia was not the only one he did this to. There was a whole line of people that he did this to. So
It was
just-
pretty fantastic.
It was
And
amazing.
the girl in front of us did it again, and he still did it again the same way.
oh, Howie.
Thank you, Howie.
You're the best, buddy.
But we had 100 Kisses lip gloss from the
Yes.
day, and Sophia used it in her picture.
I did, and I said, "Look, Howie, doesn't this bring back memories for you?" And he's like, "Yeah, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this in so long." And he's like, "Can I have it?" And I'm like, I turn around and I go, "Hey, can he have this?" Because it was Chinzia's.
Howie's asking if he can have his own chapstick. Yes, he can take the chapstick.
Maybe you still wanted it.
I have lots, don't worry.
Okay, so that I just wanted to make sure, right?
So fair, right?
That's true.
It got me more time.
That's true, because my friend had like this limited edition Robbie Williams thing once, and then he just took it from her without. He's like, this wasn't authorized, and like took it and drove away. So not because she's like, hey, can you sign this? And he's like, no, and took it. And he's like, I'm going to sue these people. And the girl was like, what just happened? So yes, thank you for asking.
You're
but yes,
welcome.
Howie you can always have whatever you want, buddy.
All right.
Howie always wants our shit, doesn't he?
Does maple syrup.
Because
you
we're
know.
awesome.
So yes, we stayed until our feet fell off, and then we were starving, and then things are now
So
closed.
all of us are like tipsy at this point. Like,
All of us?
I was not tipsy at all.
okay, you and your mom were tipsy.
The moral of the story
You guys,
is...
because they had the pizza. You didn't run for
Yeah.
the foot pizza.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is don't not eat and drink alcohol, okay, kids?
Stay hydrated. Stay healthy.
Stay hydrated and eat food and drink responsibly.
which we did. Shinzi and I were.
So then Paula and Diane got some pizza in Paris, and then Sophia's like, I don't want pizza, I want something else. So then we walked to like the middle of nowhere
Literally,
valleys,
oh my God.
and
why
all
did
that
we
was
walk
open
so
was
far?
pizza. Oh, and Subway, I think.
Subway was
Okay.
open, so I went and got Subway.
But yeah, I felt my feet were going to fall off.
That was bad.
Yeah. Oh, the fun part. Me and Mom were peacefully sleeping, and was that Friday? Or was
Yeah.
that the next
No,
day?
I think that was the next day.
that was the next day. Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Okay, I'll tell you
yeah,
about that
yeah,
the
yeah,
next
yeah,
day.
yeah.
I'll tell you about that next.
All
Okay.
right.
And we got our food, so we went to sit down, and then or were we?
That was
walking?
no, we ate. There was nothing really exciting happened there. that
What
I
are you
can remember.
talking about? Diane's mom was like, "Do you think?"
Are you talking about the text message?
Yeah.
Oh my
You
God,
need
that was my
you
favorite
need
part.
to back up first, okay?
Oh, that's my favorite
Like,
part.
Shinzi not understanding.
So
Oh, that was
Um,
fantastic.
Sorry, it's like really loud. I got excited.
keep in mind, okay, again, my mother is 62 years old.
So
okay?
we went to Chateau nightclub.
And we were at Chateau nightclub, and she had been drinking alcohol. Okay, so we're now like, you know what? Howie's like just chilling with his friends at this point. We're gonna leave. I don't care.
like he's
whatever.
not going to say hi
kind of
again.
boring
We're
after
like,
that.
whatever.
So we're like, okay, let's go. And as we're walking out, you have to like up to this point, like we were hanging out by the bathroom waiting to take a photo with him, and then like in the VIP area. So we're like very confined from the rest of the nightclub. But in order to exit, you have to walk through the rest of the nightclub.
And
so-
it's packed at this point.
and it's
dark, and it's
rammed.
dark.
Like we're literally like having to elbow people out of the way. So people are at a nightclub.
People are grinding.
They're dancing. You know, this is what
I don't
people
know.
do at nightclubs. But my mom, you know, hasn't been to a nightclub since like the 70s. So
Not in a bad way. I love disco.
she's like look at this girl, and I'm like, stop looking, just keep your eyes forward and keep walking. Do not stare at these people. And then she's like, is that girl a prostitute? And I'm like, no,
She
she's
could very
not.
well have
She
been
could
one.
have been a prostitute.
She had the expressionless face of a prostitute.
She's just drunk and at a
Wants a
nightclub.
free drink,
So,
so-
just keep walking and stop saying things. And so we get out, and she's like, I can't believe how people were dancing, blah, 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 like convinced that these women were prostitutes. And I'm like, no, like,
This is our culture, Mom.
They just want free drinks.
anyways. So then she's like, does this happen at all nightclubs? I'm like, yeah, like pretty much. And then she's like, my brother, she's like, Mark goes to nightclubs. And I'm like, uh-huh. Do you think he lets girls do that to him? And I'm like, I don't know. So at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, my mother decides to text my brother and
Because
be
we
like,
encouraged her.
First, she was like, "Should
Yeah.
I text him?" And I'm like,
and
we're
then
both
Diane's
yes.
like, absolutely not. And me and Sophia are like, yes, you should.
Please, you should
Yes.
totally do it.
so 5:30
I
Eastern
wish
Standard
we had a
Time,
copy of this message.
I do as well.
she texts my brother to be like, do you let girls dance on your lap at nightclubs?
And he had to get up early for work.
So yes.
And so then the follow up to that is that he then responded to her later.
He just wrote no.
Wrote no. She's like, good, Mark doesn't have that happen to him.
I started laughing because he totally does, probably.
Well, I've never gone clubbing with Mark, so I don't know. But
My brother doesn't even go clubbing anymore. This was like in his youth.
yes.
Oh
my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
But
it was
like,
very funny.
but Paula was so upset. It was fantastic. Like, it was so good.
Paula.
Anyways,
So that's,
the next
Friday.
morning was rough. Let's put it that way.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
But we went to Paris
Eat
anyways.
breakfast. Oh yeah, we just went
We
for
had
Paris.
brunch. We had brunch
Ooh,
with
it was.
tea.
It is very nice at Paris. I was impressed.
We had to we had to get reservations, but then we had to not have reservations because if you were late, they charged you $50 per person, which would have been like
$300,
$300.
and we're
So
just like,
we'll
nope.
just show up, and it wasn't very packed. So
It was not packed, so we got a good view.
This is the Eiffel Tower restaurant, by the way.
Yes,
and they didn't speak French. I was very
the ladies at the front desk spoke French.
everyone should speak French. You should be fulfilling my French fantasy, okay? Like they're just like, here's your food. I'm like, oh. Where's not? Hello, madame. Would you like some French? Like, where's the twirly mustaches?
Where's the twirly
I think
mustache?
you watch too much television.
Where's the beret?
The guy was good looking,
The
though.
escargot? Like, where is all these things? That it smelled very fishy when the elevator doors open. We're like, who? Like,
The elevator doors actually open into the kitchen,
Yeah.
literally.
so you walk past the kitchen to get into.
They had a lot of seafood on their menu.
They did, yes. But it was beautiful.
Yeah,
I
we
got
tried a
some
lot of
food.
different things, so that was cool. So we all kind of tried each other's things. So
I got like this wicked orange creamsicle drink. I was like, oh, it's so good. That was nice.
I don't remember what I got.
Overall, that was fine.
Yeah, it was good.
I thought it was a good
Asian
restaurant.
cave.
I liked it.
Yeah.
And then
Cave.
we went up the Eiffel Tower to do that Eiffel Tower experience.
There was a
thing.
lady in the elevator
Oh,
with
she's
us who
freaking
was
out.
scared and didn't want to get out of the elevator.
Losing
It was
it.
Oh my
very
gosh.
entertaining, but
She
also
was afraid
entertaining.
of heights, apparently, and we're like, "Where did you think you were going?"
Yeah, you're going up.
I have to say, it's a lot narrower than I thought it would be up
Yes.
there.
Yes.
It's like, because obviously we've done like CN Tower and other things like that, and the Skylon Tower and stuff. And there's usually more places to walk.
Walking room, yeah.
Yeah, this was kind of like single file or maybe two people.
Yeah.
But our elevator guy was like wealth of knowledge, man.
Oh my God,
He's
he
like,
was awesome.
"Oh, where are you staying, Bally's?
I loved
Oh,
it.
that used to be MGM Grand. Yes, there's a fire that happened there that like killed all these people in 8 seconds, and then
You guys are the reason why we have a fire thing.
fire code." And he's like, "Yeah."
They had to
Not
pry the dead
not
bodies
us.
off of
We
the-
are not the reason.
Bally's. He
Yeah.
leaves Bally's Hotel.
He's
He's like, "It happened so fast that people's arms were still attached to the slot machines." We're like, "Oh my god! Like, why are you telling us this story?" Like,
Essentially, is like, stay at our hotel next time. It's like, okay, like, buddy.
No,
Yeah.
but
no, he didn't.
No,
Then
but
the elevator opens. Here you go. Go ahead.
Bally's in Paris and Planet Hollywood are all owned by Caesars Entertainment,
Yeah.
so we are staying at their hotel technically.
So the interesting thing that I thought about Paris, because when you go inside the Paris, you're like, oh, look, here's the support beams or whatever. But they actually built the tower first, and then they built the hotel around it.
That was interesting.
That was
to
an
know.
interesting fact. I didn't know
was
that.
Interesting.
And you
That's
could.
just poor planning.
Is it?
Is it? I don't know.
Kind of. I'm like, get this shit out of here. I want more slot machines and some dancing women here, please. There's this big leg of a tower in my way. Anyways, I just
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Lydia.
You could also see Bellagio good from there. So yeah, no, it was good. I thought.
Yeah, that was okay.
I thought that was good.
Then we had to leave because we had to go get ready for the show. You guys went to the pool.
So Diane's like, oh, we have to leave in 2 hours. I'm going to go get ready. So Sophia and I and Lydia were like, we're just going to go swim for like half an hour.
Listen, I had to lay down for like half an hour because I was feeling very ill.
I see. I see the truth.
Because then we
guys.
went swimming, came back, got dressed, and were ready. And Diane was still
Oh
not
no,
ready.
this
Still
is
putting
a
on
complete
makeup.
lie. This is a complete lie. I took a half an hour rest because I was feeling a bit ill. And then I took a shower and then I was like literally hair dried, clothes on, putting on makeup. I'm like, I'm going to be fully ready and they're not even back from the pool yet. So I stopped getting ready.
like the tortoise and the hare. You took a break.
Yes.
Turn up
So
taking a
really, I would have been ready like hours before you.
Yeah, okay.
break. Likely story.
Yes, because Diane always gets ready so quickly.
Listen,
And then what happened?
this takes time.
So then we're like, oh crap, we need to get to Planet Hollywood.
we have
we had to
VIP.
check in
Fucking animals.
at 5, I think, was when we were supposed to check in.
And we were leaving our hotel room at 5:02.
And we're like, it's only a 15-minute walk. So we kind of power walked our way over there, which our legs were still in pain from the previous day. So I was like, that's fine. So, of course, there's still a very long line. So we had lots of time to get in there. And then, so we did the VIP because we figured last time we went to Vegas, we didn't because we were like, this is too expensive. We don't want to do it. But now that we don't really have tickets for the DNA tour yet, we're like, okay, we've come to Vegas. Might as well do the VIP. Let's do it.
And to preface, like, whatever, we didn't do it last time, and then we were disappointed because we were like, oh, I wish we could have, like, at least, seen them one time. Mm-hmm. Not that we didn't see them in concert, but,
like
It's different.
So in the past, you're allowed to bring in props and things like that. And we had heard recently that they weren't doing that. So we brought some just in case. So let's say we get up there and they have snacks, hors d'oeuvres, if you will.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, my friend. I've had birthday parties that have more things than this. So they had like some blow pops. They had some chip bags. They had some granola bars. They had some Walmart brand granola bar. Great value. And I was like, you can't even splurge for the actual name brand.
Nature Valley.
They had a couple of those, but like I'm like, this is it. I'm like, this is the snacks. Like there's not even like carrots and celery. Like, and other people are like, oh, I'm too nervous to meet them. I'm like, I paid X amount of dollars. I want X amount of food.
Yes.
So
Fair.
yes, it was fine. So we stole some candy and stuff. So and then we had our
steal it.
We took it because it was rightfully ours. But then they didn't even refill it because then people like ate it and then there was nothing. There was like some sad like musketeer bar, like the Halloween candy, like tiny, not even the little tiny squares. I was like, what is this? Anyways, I digress. We also got 2 drinks, so you could either get alcoholic drink or bottles of water. So
got water?
since Diane was still
After
recovering,
the previous day, I decided to
drank
opt
enough.
out of alcohol.
yes. So then we get in line. So because we were in the pit, we were part of Group A. So we didn't get a chance to do the booth at this point. So we're like, okay. So we end up going in and we're hanging out with Sarah and Andrea. And like, so that was fun. And so we're getting up there and we're like, I don't know if they're going to let us. And I had looked at some previous pictures of other people and somebody brought a cake to theirs, like a gender reveal cake. I was like, if they can bring a gender reveal cake, we can bring bunny ears.
And
for
I
Easter.
saw a girl in Wonderful Union's friggin' promo for their like VIP experience. There's a girl with Doritos. So hashtag
Not fair.
But anyway.
So anyways, our particular show was sold out VIP wise. So I don't know,
Maybe that's
150, 200 people. So
Not
that's what
enough
they said.
time, I guess.
So we're like, if we can just sneak this through, Mike will let us use them, whatever, because they had some other security guard. So I have all these like bunny ears. And the guy's like, yeah, you need to put that stuff down. We're like, oh, no, we're wearing it. He's like, we don't have time, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, we're just going to wear them all ourselves. I'm just going to put all 5 years on. And he's like, if you attempt to give them to the boys, they will be taken away from you. But like, and he was just being like a jerkwad. So we're like, fine. So then we just had our 3 headbands in there. And I was kind of annoyed, but Diane also had some signs because, again, we always have signs. So
I was
we had
being very stealth, and while Chinzia was distracting the man with the ears, I was like, I have signs that I'm just going to hold behind my back. And he didn't notice them.
Yes, so I was a bit annoyed. So as we're like hugging, and they're like, "Oh, nice ears." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys would have had some too, but they were taken away from us." And then I was just like, "Oh my god!" I was very salty. And then
They were nice to me. I was like,
Kevin
Happy
was like,
Easter.
"Okay." And did they take away
Happy
your signs
26
first?
years,
No.
'cause it was their anniversary.
So we're like, it was their anniversary. We're like, happy anniversary. So I do the hug thing. And then Kevin's like, what are we going to do? And then I'm like, well, we were going to do bunnies. He's like, okay, everyone, we're going to do bunnies. So we're like, okay. So then we all
Because
like,
they know now. When they see us coming, they're like, okay, what's the deal? What are we doing?
So-
And I'm like,
so they kinda did
we're
bunny
doing nothing.
I was bitter. I was just like, okay, we only have like 30 seconds here, so let's not be bitter and get through this. So we like did the bunny thing, and then we were getting ready for a second pose, which would have had the signs. And
No. They got taken away before that. So
Okay,
what
so
happened was
Mike-
I got them in. So I was like inside talking to AJ with my signs. But then, in order to hug AJ, you have to put your arms around him. And then the signs go behind his back and not behind my back anymore. And now they are visible. And Mike's like, what are you going to do? What's that in your hand? I was like, nothing. And he's like, you can't have that. And I was like, please. And he's like, nope, you can't have it. And I was like, making a sad face.
I was like, and Mike normally has our back, but whatever.
He does.
Vegas Mike does not.
No.
No, where did we see him? He gave us hugs.
Yeah, we saw him somewhere.
Was it at the Howie thing?
Yes. We
He
talked
saw
to
us
him
at the Howie thing. He
thing.
gave us hugs. We're like, eh. So we're like,
My memory of that is foggy. But
so anyways, so we didn't have the signs, but again at the Howie thing, when I went up to him, I'm like, we find that obviously generally the way the pictures are set up is that Nick is in the center, and Nick is liked by quite a few people, and ourselves
Basically
included.
everybody.
But we kind of feel like poor Howie gets left out a lot. So I was like, hey, why don't we pick up Howie for our picture? And then Diane's like, we're going to drop him and break him. And I go, no, listen, Howie's got to be like, he's the shortest and probably the lightest. And I think we can do this. And Diane's like, you're crazy. And I was like, I'm going to ask him. So I asked Howie, and I'm like, hey, Howie, like, would you be cool if we picked you up at the meet and greet tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, of course. So we're like, okay, cool. So then after the bunny things, we're like, what are we doing next? I'm like, Howie, are you still cool for us to pick you up? He's like, okay. So he like walks over.
Oh my God.
So he's
this
like
is like a hot
there.
mess.
So now we're all just like awkwardly standing there.
We're like, okay.
And then I was like, okay, guys, we're going to pick up Howie. And then they're like, okay. And then nobody was
Nobody's
doing
helping.
anything. So at this point, I was like, okay. So then I kind of like go behind Howie and like kind of like bear hug him around the chest and like lift. And I guess Sophia was there to lift his legs.
I guess I'm getting his legs because Nick is not going to help me. So
And
I
then
picked him
Diane
up.
kind of like held his foot.
No.
She
I
helped
was
his
holding
little other
underneath his feet
Okay.
because I'm down there with AJ and Brian, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, apparently we're picking him up." And I was like, "I don't know if this is a good idea because I feel like I'm going to drop him." And then AJ's like, "Don't worry, I'll help you." So AJ was helpful, although he kept
Nick
talking
was
about
not.
touching Howie in the balls. So I don't know. Anyway,
And then I think he's like, oh, nobody grabbed my butt or something. Like, it was
Yeah.
just very funny.
I'm pretty
So-
sure Nick grabbed his butt. But anyway,
Probably. Sophia, did you grab Howie's butt?
I did not. I was
had,
trying
like-
not to drop him.
You
So
had more
AJ
around like the
was-
knees area.
I was trying to like put his shirt down and help him out there.
AJ was helping with the legs, and then I held under his feet, and Brian
Brian
held
like
his toe.
touched his toe, and then Nick
so nice.
did not help at all.
just looked-
His
Neither did
arms-
Kevin,
they
though,
were
I
ju-
noticed.
Yeah, Nick and Kevin did not help at all. He's just like smiling, and Howie obviously was just lying there. And I was just like, I was very impressed that I was able to like.
So it's
Hold him
basically Chinsey
And then my face was like smashed into Howie's back, and I was like, I gotta turn my face so at least my face is visible in this picture. So yeah. So then that was done, and then we put Howie down, and then we're like, okay, what are we doing for a third one? I'm like, I don't know. We had signs, and then Kevin's like, switch up, everyone. I'm like,
So Kevin was very helpful.
Kevin just ran our VIP for us.
Nice.
because I was still salty and bitter. So it was great. So then, and then I feel so bad about this because I thought you were on the other side of Nick, and I didn't realize because then I was beside Nick, and then Sophia was between AJ and Brian.
Yes.
No,
And
I
then-
was on the other side of. You mean for the first two pictures?
I mean, for any of them, like even the third picture, I thought you were hugging him on the other side. I didn't
I was
realize
not.
you weren't.
You were
So I
hugging
felt
Kevin.
bad after I saw
was
the picture.
beside him, but I was.
Yeah.
Kevin, here's what happened. I came in last, obviously. Did the thing with AJ, got called out by Mike. Did a thing with Brian. We took a couple pictures. I said, Nick was like, come, I'm sorry you're sad. You know? And then, oh, no, he did that before we took the pictures. And then when Kevin was like, switch it up, then Kevin was like, oh, like embracing me. And then like, I'm so glad you guys came, yakety yak. And then we were taking the picture. So I was like in the midst of,
Oh, okay.
I didn't have time to circle back around.
Which was
that's
hilarious
fine.
because I put Howie down. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be like, I love Howie, but now I'm beside him in two of the pictures. So I wanted to go to the other side. And then I saw Sophia was firmly between her A-Rock.
So I was.
So then I
running
just
between
turned
the
and all I
other two
literally,
first.
this is the best part. I didn't even realize it was Nick. I just saw black t-shirt. I'm like, all right, hugging black t-shirt. And then I looked up afterwards and realized it was Nick.
It's fine.
Yes. So we went by pretty quickly. So then we went down the
So that whole time, I thought my like eyes were closed in all those pictures because I don't know,
yeah. So
but it didn't happen. It was okay.
God.
Yeah.
so then after that we're like, all right, cool, let's go, like line up, and then we go down the stairs and they're like, why are you here? We're like,
Oh my
are we
God,
not
that
supposed
was
to line
so
up?
annoying.
Because they're like, no, you're supposed to line up upstairs. We're like, what the hell are you? So
This
then
man literally told us to go down the
as soon
stairs.
as we got out from the
swear to
picture, he
God.
said down the stairs. So we're like, okay.
he
So
did.
we get down. The lady's like, why are you down here? I'm like, for the picture. She's like, no, you have to go up the stairs. I'm like, so it was just
not
like
for the picture, to get in the line.
to get in
go
the line, right? So then whatever, it was just annoying. But then at that point, then we got to use the photo booth, so that was fun. And then
we were at the concert.
and then we were at the concert, and then we ended up in the back of the pit again because it was
Chinsey didn't want to be.
well, it was fine. It worked out. There wasn't really any tall
Yeah, it
people.
worked out
and
fine.
all the wives were there.
no,
they
No,
weren't.
just
No, who
Leanne
was
was
there?
there.
Who was
Just
there?
Leanne.
Just Leanne
Leanne
and
was
her
there,
family.
and then because we had all these extra bunny ears, Leanne and her sister,
Yes,
they took the bunny ears from us.
Tracy.
Aw,
Oops, sorry.
that's nice.
They took the bunny ears, so we gave it to Keith, and then Keith brought it to them, and then and then afterwards, yeah, it was a good show. We got some. I thought we got some good interaction.
I thought so
I
too.
think so.
The boys saw our signs. It was
So,
fun.
we didn't get yelled at to not put up signs, so yeah, it was
Right.
good. So yeah, I think we actually got pretty much everyone
saw
saw
the
us.
signs,
So that was
yeah.
cool. We like that. And then
Shiny
Signs
bunny.
at our concert too, eh? Nick
Yes.
pointed at
Yes,
me.
he
And I was
did.
like, ah!
nice. See, signs help you get noticed, people.
Shiny bunny ears also
Hashtag
help.
sign squad.
But like your signs are like nicely sized and not annoying.
Yes,
Like it's not like a full one. You do like I'm assuming a quarter.
we do a quarter of a Bristol
of
board.
crystal.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice. Very good sizing.
And neon colors at all
And
times.
bright. You want it to be and very simple. Don't make like a paragraph. Just like
And use a bold marker.
bold marker of boldness. So yeah, so we did that, and then
What did you do, Lydia, while we were at the concert?
oh,
Well, this was kind of an interesting turn of events because, as you know, our mothers are older than me because that's how biology works.
What?
So they were very interested in seeing Menopause the musical. Women during their menopause era with some sort of celebrity-ish. Who's that lady?
she was from Laverne and Shirley, but then she ended up not showing up.
Yes, so they're just like, we're going to go to this. And I was like, that's wonderful for you. I am not at that point in my life yet. And then, so I would like to see the topless Cirque du Soleil, called Zumanity. So they went to their thing, and then I used my lift, which Shinzia taught me how to use that weekend. And I went to my thing, and it was beautiful for me. Brilliant, nice hint of perviness.
Hint of perviness.
It was the tits were out within moments of the show starting. I'm like, yeah, mom would not like this at all. But it was just interesting. I learned different things. I didn't realize the variety of nips and boobs, lots of different ones. And then like the PPs were safely packaged away in like a nice little diamond sack. So it was just like beautiful. It was beautiful. There was a midget doing
Little person.
aerials. I'm sorry, a little person, little people.
person, yes.
There was a little person doing aerials. There was two fat ladies. I was like, yes, love for the fat ladies. There was a drag queen host. It was like everything that I would have loved in a show. It was there. So I was just like, excellent. I was enjoying my overpriced popcorn and sitting. I guess I was sitting beside probably a bachelor party too, because like there was this one point where like there was like this like fighting. There was like these two men in these tight shorts doing UFC fighting, and you're just like, ooh. And then at the end they were just so passionate they started like making out, and I was like, yay! And then everyone's like, ooh, like it was really fun.
That's because they probably wanted to start making out.
That's what I was like, for real. So anyways, it was fun. I mean, I was a little bit too fat for the seat. If I had to complain, that was the only thing. I was just like, I'm like, but I'm like, whatever, just get them thighs in there. Let's do this. So it was good. It was good. It was at New York.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Thank you. And it
Cool.
was the most affordable Cirque du Soleil. I wanted to see the water one, but it was $250 ticket, so I couldn't do that.
yeah.
Oh well.
Yes. Crazy. That's.
Thank you for asking.
And then you met up with the moms and had ramen or something.
I convinced them to go to a ramen shop, which was like they were like, I hear Diane talk about ramen all the time, but I don't know what it is. And I'm like, it's Japanese soup. Come sit down. So it was good. And they actually liked it, so it was nice. And then we went back to the hotel and we slept beautifully.
Oh, you were going to tell a story about how...
Until
Well, we came back and we stopped at Dirty Dog.
Yes.
And then I got this amazing Mexican street corn and this
I would just like to say
street
that
corn
Shinzia was pretty
fries.
cranky until we got this corn, and then she got this corn, and she was like, "Moo!" Like
was
suddenly
the-
revitalized.
Lydia took my shoes because Lydia had
Wahlburger.
so Lydia's feet were hurting, so she took my shoes. So I took these other shoes,
so sorry.
which were slightly too small, and my
why
feet were
didn't
already
you
hurting.
say anything?
And we were standing for a very long
knew
time
it. I knew it, you jerk.
because I wanted you to have a good time.
I wanted you to have a good time, and I said, take these shoes. And you're
No,
like,
no, I'm good. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I was
she
in
was
extreme pain. It was horrible, but this corn was friggin' amazing, and we need Mexican street corn here.
I can make you Mexican
Course
street
it's
corn.
on
It's
there.
fine.
Do this,
I don't
anyways.
have the cheese to do it, man. It's
Yeah,
Mexican cheese.
we have Mexican
Yeah.
cheese here. Don't worry.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
so good.
Okay.
Anyway, so we get back to the hotel, and I forgot that. So, not Diane and her mom, but the rest of us signed up for a hot air balloon ride on the Sunday.
right.
So they said that they would text me while we were at the show saying what time they were going to pick us up, which was probably about 5:30 the next morning.
It was not.
So then I was like, okay. So we're about to go into the show, and they texted me and said they were going to be there at 4:30 in the morning, and I was like,
What the fuck?
okay, sure, that's great.
Pretty bad.
So we're like, whatever. So the concert, by the time we got back to the hotel, it was like 1:30 ish, 12.
2 o'clock.
I don't think it was that
No,
late.
maybe it was
Well, I feel like
12:30.
I want to say 12:30. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to be up in 4 hours to go on this hot air balloon ride. So yes, so I was in such extreme pain. I was having trouble like walking. So then apparently,
At 2 a.m., me and Mom blissfully sleeping, and then suddenly Chinzia is like, ah! Like screaming. Chinzia is screaming. And
in
I'm
my
like,
sleep apparently.
What? Like she's screaming in her sleep, and I'm like, Chinzia, what the hell is going on? And she's like, my legs, my legs. So like me and Mom are like panicking. We're like, I don't know what to do. And her legs, like her calves, were like rock hard and like solid and like swollen. I'd never seen anything like it. It was very spooky. So Mom had some sort of magic drug. I don't know what she did. She was just shoving them in Chinzia's mouth. I mean, like we're just pretty much like force feeding her pills. And then I take this giant like wet towel and I slap it on her, and she's like, ah! And then I'm like giving her legs like a nice rub down, and then eventually she calmed back to sleep. And I'm just like, great. I have 3 hours to fucking sleep.
At this point, I didn't tell them that we had
there
to.
was a video of it.
It was just
It
like
was so painful,
insanity.
guys. Like it was so painful. But whatever. Anyways,
tears coming on the face, like, ah! Like
I wanted to
screaming.
chop off my legs.
Yeah,
Like
it
it
was
was
brutal.
so
It was
painful. So then, yeah, that was fun. So then we get up.
fun.
So at 4:30, we're like, oh, gotta make it to the lobby. So we called Sophia, and then we're like
I
at
was literally
4:15.
Are you coming? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh. I couldn't even like answer the phone
It was
because I was so
brutal.
tired.
It was bad.
So we get to the lobby. It's 4:30.
I buy very
Lydia
expensive bananas and croissants for everybody.
and water.
And then
No, we got the free
we had
water.
to get for free, but me and Sophia had to like arm wrestle the fucking guy for this freaking like teeny tiny.
You know, like the tiny bottles of water, like
size
the
of my
half
fist.
pint or whatever it's called, or like whatever.
We already gave you 4 bottles of water. You don't need another one. I'm like,
We
So
do.
then I had
Yes,
to
we
be
do.
like, bitch. We are good customers. We're not. It's like
I know.
I don't know. Why
I was going
said
to tip. I was going to pay him for the water. I'm like, how much is this? He's like, oh, it's free. So then I was like, okay. And then I didn't think to tip because it's 4:30 in the morning and I'm tired. But I guess because I didn't tip, that's why you didn't get additional water.
No, I did. I just had to be very firm with him. I'm just like,
Right,
we're
so
good
we're-
customers here. Give me more money. He's like,
So we're waiting and we're waiting. It's 4:30.
Yeah, we got another bottle of water.
It's 4:45. I'm like, where is that? It's 4:50. So then I like text them. I'm like, hey, is this guy coming? And then like I think we ended up calling them.
Yeah, we called.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, no, he's just running a little bit late. So he doesn't come until about 5, which is great. So then we had to go pick up. And this van of wonder, I have to say, I'm pretty sure they made this van themselves and just added some seats in there and like carpeted. So we had to like climb over the wheel well, but it was
Yes.
like this narrow,
Oh my
like,
God, there was,
like
like,
a
no
sheet
room
of
to
paper.
go
I think
by.
that's the width that we had to like finagle our fat through to get there. And then we get to this other hotel, and those people had been waiting since 4 a.m. And it was like, so that was fun.
That was the Australian.
Oh my
Wonder.
god! So she sounded fun at the beginning. You know when there's always like, oh, this person seems happy, whatever. We're half asleep. We don't give a shit. But then then it's that annoying person that just keeps talking and talking and talking, and you
He's
want to.
always done like more than you. He's like, I walked 2 miles. I walked 6 miles.
Oh, the time I went on 17 hot air balloons and went through like a mountainous.
How
trip.
long was your flight? To 5 hours. Mine was 10 hours. I'm just like, just shut up. Just shut your mouth, you fucking asshole. And I'm just like,
PG-13, buddy.
I was just like, you know those people. You're just shut
I mean, you're
up.
not a
Just
morning
shut up.
person to begin with,
And it
and
was
then
very
I usually
early.
am a morning person, but just this person.
this
got on
lady
my
was
nerves.
just like, oh well, blah blah blah. When I was in Vancouver, this happened. When I did this,
Good for you.
we're like,
You're a
congratulations.
goddamn trendsetter. So let's just go on.
So then we get to this like strip mall and we all pile out of the van and have a cookie and sign waivers for our lives. And then everyone's like, go to the bathroom. So then we all have to go to the bathroom, but they only have one toilet.
20 people waiting for a fucking toilet.
So then we took some pictures of us lying on the ground pretending to be dead coming out of a hot air balloon to send
That
to
was pretty
Diane.
funny.
Then we get back into this van and at this point I'm like falling, and then Australia's just chatting along and I'm like falling asleep. And then we're like on a road and I'm like, whatever. And then suddenly we're like off-roading and I was like, what the heck is going on?
on rock.
Driving in a fucking desert.
Yeah.
Like,
On
we're
rock.
in a desert. I'm
Which
just like,
obviously makes sense. They're not going to launch an air balloon in the middle of the street, but still. But it was just like, so we finally get there and they had started like pulling out the stuff and we're like, okay, and you could help. So of course Australia brought her own gloves so she
gloves.
could help.
She brought her own gloves. She was like part of the crew.
So she could help set up the balloon?
Yeah, because you could. They did say on the website that you could, but she was like right in there.
It's like, what am I paying you people for? All right, I'm just gonna sit here and relax.
I'm like, I don't want to puncture this balloon and have us all
For
die,
real.
so I'm just going to sit back and watch.
Isn't it a liability for me to help you?
I don't know. So anyway, so this starts happening. Mom's taking pictures. The sun is supposed to be like a sunrise flight. The sun's already risen, and we're just like, okay, watching it.
Very windy.
So now he starts like filling up this balloon. So this like very charming pilot fellow, balloonist, what are they called? I don't know.
Balloonist.
Anyway, so he was there and he starts telling us like, okay, we're just going over some things. Like, you guys signed the waivers, but this could happen if you do this, or you could die this, or you could follow the balloon. So then it starts getting like a little bit, because you're thinking, how scary is a hot air balloon? Unless you're Diane, who thought we were going to die anyways.
I knew that it was going to be this scary at all times. But
so
anyways.
like, even like the basket had some like rungs, and I was like, I wonder if we have to climb that to get in, or if they're going to have a ladder. So like, you had to climb those to get in. Like that was a thing.
Like this giant, like 6 foot, like basket. You had to climb your ass into a basket.
And the basket's like laying on the ground. And then he's like, okay, if there's in case of an emergency landing, you need to like sit on the person's lap, and then make this chain, and then blah blah blah. And he's like, yeah, because then if you
there's no shocks, so like your knees are gonna be like your knees are the shocks. So we're gonna like probably like land like 4 times. You're gonna have 4 impacts. I'm like, oh,
So you have to bend your knees. You have
don't
to do
lean
this.
over too far in the balloon. You might fall. So he's like going on. And at this point, I'm like, okay, now I'm scared to be in this hot air
Good
balloon.
thing Diane's not
And then
here.
in
Shocking.
the middle of his spiel, this other guy comes over. He's like, yeah, balloons are canceled. And he's like, okay, well, I guess it's canceled. We're like, what? And he's like, well, if one guy doesn't feel safe, then nobody, but we're going to wait 15 minutes. And at this point, we're like looking, because one of the balloons is mostly inflated, but you can definitely see the wind, right?
it was a very windy, cold.
And you can't steer hot air balloons. You can only go up or down. The wind is what takes you, right? So,
And
if
they
it's
knew
not
this
safe-
before going, and they were like, a balloon that you can't steer? Sign me up.
Yeah, but the guys
But
follow
the other
you.
days was like nice. It was nice.
So anyways,
days,
it was
we
just
didn't
like,
know.
so we waited about 15 minutes, and then
like, oh, don't wander too far. There's rattlesnakes and cactus over here, and we're like,
Lydia's like, get me back in the car. And at this point, my legs are still kind of hurting, and I'm like,
there's nowhere to sit.
and you have to stand in this balloon, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to stand in this balloon for an hour. I'm like in the middle, and then we go look at this basket, and I don't really understand how everyone was supposed to sit on other people's laps, because it's all like compartmentalized.
It was not an open basket.
It was like weird little like.
Yeah, it was like divided up in
How the hell am I gonna
4s.
fit my normal ass into
That
here?
was my other
And
thought
I gotta
process.
Share this compartment with somebody.
So we're like, this is interesting. So then, so then they officially canceled it. So we started driving back. Had to go back.
Hooray.
Then they gave us refunds immediately, which was awesome. And then we're like, we're now hungry. So we're like, oh, I heard Planet Hollywood has like a good food place. And we're like, I wonder if she can just drop us off there. It's on the way. So she's like, yeah, I don't care. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then we ended up going there and finding this
with the elevators.
Ocean Grill or something.
Yeah, Ocean Grill.
And it was like very reasonably priced if you wanted the hair of the dog, which is alcohol again. Remember of previous conversations? You could get 3 drinks for $10. Like, so it was like, and then we ended up running into some guy that my mom tailgates with in Hamilton at the Ty-Cat games.
Small
He was
world.
there. We're eating. He's like, oh, ski wee wee. We're like, okay. It was pretty funny.
I made steak Benedict, which I don't know if ever exists, but I invented it.
Lydia invented,
did a
like, it
great
was a
job.
very good tableside chef that Lydia was.
Thank you.
She's like, I need this, and can I get a side of hollandaise? Can I get this? And then she, like, gets it, and she's like, shh, and, like, makes this, like, amazing, like, meal.
Not bad.
2 thumbs up. Liz.
It was very impressive. So then at this
I
point,
was sleeping this entire time.
yes. So then we started heading, we were going to walk back, and we're like, meh. So we took a very nice lift with this guy named Peter, who,
We also took pictures with the elevator.
oh, yes, we found the Backstreet Boy elevators and took pictures, because Diane didn't want to do that at the concert. So.
No, I never said I didn't want to do that. I just said I didn't want to do it right now.
So, yes, so we got pictures.
Rude. They didn't even invite me.
And then, this Peter guy is very actually entertaining, because he's grown up in Las Vegas. So he's just used to Las Vegas, right? So he didn't realize that in other areas, you can't just randomly walk around drinking
Oh.
and other things. So he was telling us like times he's gotten in trouble in like California or Edmonton or something, not realizing that like you can't just do whatever you want.
Air drinking.
And stuff like that. Like, so that was pretty entertaining. And then we met up with you guys, and then we all took a nap because we're like, screw this.
I was so tired.
So
Brutal.
So I finally woke up and then they went to sleep. So
yeah,
then,
but then there was a Leafs game, I think.
yes, there was.
There was
And
2 during the duration of our trip.
yes, playoff games. I'd like to make that clear. I didn't like go to Vegas and be like, I need to watch a regular season Leaf games. No, this is playoffs. It's very important.
I was too tired. I said, Twitter's on my phone. I can just check the updates.
So and there was a Harry Potter marathon. So we
it was
we
so
checked
good.
out of the one room, and then we just kept the other room till 2, and then we slept because we were very tired.
And we watched the game and got Dole Whip and
I wish I got
went
the
shopping a
Dole Whip.
little. And then, yeah.
So then we all checked out, put our luggage, and then we went to the Burlesque Museum, which Lydia wanted to go to, and I feel like Lydia was most disappointed by it.
Yes, I was. Yes. Like, okay.
I
Here's
liked
what
it. I thought it was
I
good.
was imagining.
It was
Okay.
very
Do
pretty.
you think it was going to be bigger?
Okay, sorry. Let me just tell you what I was imagining, and then when I got there, I was like, oh, okay. So I thought like when the doors would open, there'd be like this like feather like boa entrance with like ladies with like their pasties on, be like, welcome to the museum, and you're like, yeah. Like I thought there's gonna be like a row of women I'd like run through with like. I don't know, like throwing gloves at me. I don't know what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be more of a show and less of like a industrial building in the middle of nowhere with two people who are clearly checked out and just like, here's some pictures of in the 1800s.
No, the one girl was good. I
tour
thought
guide
she was
was
a
not
good tour
bad.
guide.
Yeah, like she was okay. But she was
So,
okay.
so you walk into a tiny little
Very
gift shop.
knowledgeable.
Yes, okay. I'll give her that.
And then they had kind of like on the walls photos and a timeline printed. And then there was like a little like area that had a couple of costumes. And then there was a back area.
There was 4 costumes. I'm like, this is an entire like thing. Like, there's only 4 dresses. Where's the rip-off titties? Like, like
The rip-off titties.
No, like there's like where you have
Oh,
cups.
the fabric. Okay, I thought you meant actual boobs that you were ripping up.
Like there's so many gimmicks in burlesque. Like this is how like because like for my burlesque show coming up on Sunday, we constructed a thing where like you can rip the cups off of an item. You know what I mean? Like I thought there was gonna be like more gimmicks, more like wow, but it was just like. For me, it was very vanilla, which I get. I mean, anyone going to a museum is like, ugh. But I thought it was going to be more like
Showy.
yeah.
Vegas-y, like.
Yeah, and just like
They had like a little VHS tape in the corner showing a documentary that something had happened.
yeah,
and had a couple of, like, the-
barn, the
yeah.
barn that burnt down. It's just like, oh, that's great. Like, and I'm like, well, like,
But
as
I think in the
mentioned,
back they do a little bit of classes
they
and
do
stuff.
classes. Yeah, but there wasn't one going on when I was there. It was just like, this is an empty room. It's like, wow. Like I felt very bad on all of your behalfs.
Oh, no, it
because-
was fine.
I thought it was entertaining. She
I
had some
enjoyed it.
like I was very interested by like because what's considered risque like in the
At the time.
1800s was
Yeah.
like oh no she showed her knee like
And the woman who invented burlesque was named Lydia.
I know. Okay,
Yeah.
That was
that
the
was
best
pretty
part.
cool.
That did make
It
me
was
happy.
worth my $20 just to hear that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly, mine too.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. So then after
And then
that,
your mom tried to do that on the,
The
wall.
shimmy?
Oh my
Like the
God.
bump and grind. Yes.
so I come out of the bathroom and my mom's like shimmying in front of the mirror, and I was like, "What is
She was
going
trying to
on?"
read the steps of
Because
how
it
to
was
do it.
saying how to do it, and I was like, "Okay." It was pretty entertaining. It was cute. Lydia wanted to buy a hoodie, but the zipper was broken. They wouldn't give her a
They wouldn't
discount.
give me a discount. So I was like, and then our lift was there, and I'm like, yeah, you can just keep your hoodie.
It wasn't even a nice hoodie
wasn't
though. It was kind of
right.
ugly. So then we went to the Neon Museum
Yes.
because that's where Sophia wanted to go.
I just thought it was going to be a nice.
And again, I also thought it
Yeah.
would be much larger than it ended up being.
Yeah.
I feel like TV or
Yeah,
I don't know.
sensationalized
Yes.
it. We did have a nice Easter celebration with the mom's.
We did.
Easter bread
Eggs.
and
Yes.
the boiled eggs.
Yes.
So they had like umbrellas because it's like super hot, so you could be under the. But I felt like the thing about the Neon Museum is that it's very narrow, so it's very hard to take pictures of you in front of signs
Yeah,
because of the way it is. And the time of day, because we wanted to go to one of the nighttime ones, but it didn't work out any of the nights we were there. So it was a self-guided tour, and they didn't really give you any information about this tour.
Yeah.
And I feel what kind of blew the veil curtain, whatever, is when we turned the last corner and we saw like a green R and then a green L and then a green A. And then we're like, is this a Dollar Tree sign? And it was, because it was the same font as Dollar Tree.
How dare you? This is supposed to be vintage Las Vegas. I know what Dollar Tree is.
And we're just like, what is this sign? And so we asked the guy, we're like, is this a Dollar Tree sign? Oh, I don't know, it could be. I'm like, oh, you're very knowledgeable about the signs in this.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Thanks, sir. But at nighttime, they actually do a show, and it's like,
I'm sure
and
it's
there's
much
a
better.
guided tour, and they kind of explain the history and stuff. So my boss went to that, and I'm assuming, liked it. So,
It was okay.
but
for
yeah,
what it was. It's
so yeah. So then my next highlight of this was getting into the lift.
Oh my
That came to
the
pick
worst
us up.
lift that we went on.
So it said 6 people.
It did.
And it was a fancy car. Like, I can't remember if it was like a BMW or
I was
something.
like, I'll be in the
no.
back. I'll go in the
Subaru.
back.
I don't know. Something.
Wrong
A
decision.
Subaru is
No,
not a
it's not a
luxury
Subaru.
car.
No, it was like a
Something-
Lincoln.
Yeah, that's it.
Lexus, maybe. I don't know. Something like that. So we're like, okay. So this
Horrible
like
decision.
car pulls up. We're like, that's the license plate. How are we all going to fit in here? And
It was
yeah, so that was interesting. So Sophia and I go to the back. So not only do you have to like crawl over the other seat to get to the back is also elevated seating. So I get in and almost like break my neck because I can't reach. And I'm only 5'2.5". So I'm there. My head is touching the ceiling. So Sophia had to like tilt her head to be there.
To the side.
And
It
we're
was
like
not good.
sardines. And it was like a 20-minute ride. And we're like bashing our heads. And it was like,
And he was pissed off. He's like, "Oh, there's so many people." I was like, "But on the lift it says you can fit 6 people."
don't put in 6 if you can't have 6.
Like,
Like,
I don't
why
know.
No,
would you?
that was the guy who drove us to the airport.
Yes, that one
He
too.
was the one that was like, "Oh, usually when it's to the airport, people put 6, but it's really like 4 people with luggage." And I was like,
Well,
"Okay, well maybe other people are dumb, but we're not."
we made it work. But anyway, so then we ended up going to Guy Fieri's
Oh yeah.
for dinner because that was Diane's choice, and she's gone to Vegas 3 times and hadn't gone.
And I asked to go to it 3 times and never got to go.
And now we have.
And then apparently I ruined everything by
You ruined everything.
by suggesting we go there.
So
Because
Diane,
these 3 were
Paula,
like,
and
"Whoa!"
my mom loved their food. Lydia, Sophia, and myself did not.
Listen, you can't say a lobster lollipop and not have it be round. It is bizarre. It is lobster on a stick. It was not a lollipop. I thought there was going to be something there. You literally just deep fried and put it on a stick. Like, what is this garbage?
To be fair, I actually like those.
Okay, well, I was very upset. I was expecting more whimsy. I
The
think.
Greek salad was like not a Greek salad.
That was a very strange,
Apparently, I didn't
strange
read the
salad.
whole thing on the
There was
the menu.
chickpeas. It was
It was like a mix of a Greek salad and a Caesar salad having a baby and then inviting like some
sauce,
other
yeah.
lemon sauce on it. I don't
Although
know.
it was not bad. I ate it. 'cause
I
was
had
hungry.
a veggie. I was debating between the veggie burger and the burrito. I should have gone with the burrito, but I got the burger. It was the driest burger I've ever tasted my entire life, and it just tasted like bleh.
And like, please don't. I love Guy Fieri. I just didn't like his restaurant. I feel like anytime anyone does a Las Vegas restaurant, it just they lose the plot a little bit because they're just like, "This is my crowning glory. I'm in Las Vegas, baby," and you're just like, "But Gordon, your thing sucks." I still have.
Wow, that was like 3 trips ago. You're still upset about Gordon Ramsay's steakhouse.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
So I had
but
some
the
of
thing
Sophia's
about,
salad. So it was good. Ish. It was,
The
but
thing
it was
about
not
Guy
a Greek
Fieri
salad.
is for him, like for Gordon Ramsay and for these other people. Where's the one I went to?
Giada or whatever.
Oh, Wolfgang Puck. That.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Okay, yes.
Not that it wasn't bad. I just got food poisoning.
Same.
Anyways,
Yeah, it was delicious food poisoning.
I mean, it tasted good while I was eating it, and then. But for Guy Fieri, that's not like, oh, I'm gonna go to Vegas. Like he's actually from the area.
No.
Yeah, he is.
What?
He lives. He was like raised in California, but he went to school in Nevada.
That's a 3-hour drive.
5 hour.
That's a lot.
He maybe
I'm
he
pretty
lived there.
sure
I
he
don't
lived
know.
on campus. I don't think he commuted daily.
all right.
Lydia.
I don't know Guy's life story, but I know that he went to the like UNLV. That's like his whole thing.
Okay.
And
okay.
so that's not him being in Vegas is not like, oh, I'm in Vegas just to be in Vegas. That's like kind of his home.
Okay.
And we've had Guy Fieri like burgers on like the Carnival Cruise, and it was
If you
good
ordered
there.
a regular
And the
burger,
fries.
it was
So,
quite delicious.
I feel like
was
that
good.
was
The fries
probably
were
our
good,
problem.
too.
So we steered away from like the thing that he was famous for. So Diane got a bacon and
it was
Mac and
literally
cheese.
the thing on the burger that they were like, this is what people come here for. This was voted best burger in Las Vegas. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, obviously I'm gonna get this.
I didn't know that. What knowledge? I didn't wish I
It
had
was
this
right on the
knowledge.
menu.
Okay, I wasn't reading.
Lydia just skims. Okay.
I just skimmed through. Okay.
Anyway, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the thing that's the best thing on the menu, and it was the best thing on the menu.
All right. Fair. Okay. Next time, if there's a next time, I'll go try that one. Or Giada.
And then these guys were tired, so they went to sit on a bench, and
Oh, that's when you went to the Sky Dome.
we went to the
Oh,
high
I
roller.
forgot about that.
Yes, I was very much at my limits of patience because I was just grouchy from being hot.
I know. I ruined it by taking them to a shitty restaurant.
No.
It was fine, Diane.
Lydia's face is the best. right
See,
now.
this
Yes,
is
it was.
the
Yes,
words.
in fact.
The words that are coming out of their mouth are the right words, but the looks on their faces that you can't see are like, "No, it's fine. I was
What
okay
though? Like
with
if they
it."
would have had the fries that they had on the cruise ship, like those nice salted good fries,
Okay, I wasn't. At
I
the
would have been
cruise ship,
cool.
but I heard about the.
These were like really good. These ones was like a random mix of potato crap. Like it was just like
It was
a
like-
twirl of this and like a zigzag of this. I was
Yeah,
like, what
I
is
don't
this?
understand.
Like,
It
what
looked like
is
you were
this?
cleaning out the freezer, and you're just like, I'm
These
just
are the
going to
extra
try this.
droppings of like things.
We'll just put it in a little thing. Here.
So I was
So,
ex-
like I said, I ruined everything.
oh my god, you're
There's
No,
no
fine.
it
way.
was fine.
There's no way you could have anticipated that. There's no way. Because I was high hopes for him too.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love Guy Fieri. Fieri?
Beauty? I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah.
So anyway, so then, so the moms and Diane went on the high roller. Then we sat on a bench for a bit and decided to walk back to the hotel because they said, "Oh, there's Dole Whip." We're like, "Yeah, let's go get the Dole Whip." So we went through like the sketchy back alley where you're like walking over like
broken glass.
and stuff. And then we make it to like the Dole Whip thing, and the guy's like, "Come and get our tacos." We're like, "We're gonna get the Dole Whip." He's like, "Okay, cool." So then we're standing at this window for like 10 minutes and nobody comes. So then we're like, he's like, "Hey," we're like, "Dude, we're trying to get the Dole Whip." He's like, "I don't know." So we end up going inside, and then he's like, "I'll take you to the manager or whatever." So he brings us inside, leaves us. Then the guy comes.
Taco hat, by the way.
He was nuts. Anyway, so then this guy comes, and then we're like, "Yeah, we want some Dole Whip." He's like, "Yeah, the machine's broken." So we're like, "Okay then." So then we ended up not getting anything. I don't
We
think.
got ice cream.
We got
from-
ice cream, but someone got mint. And as you know, mint contaminates all. And it was like, oh,
Sophia did not know that you don't.
I
like
didn't know
mint.
that, buddy,
Oh.
or I wouldn't have gotten it. But that's my favorite one that I
oh
get.
really?
Yeah.
Mint? Okay. Well, then it was.
So then, yes. So then
So that added to my crouchiness. Oh no! I'm sorry.
Lydia was getting
So
a little
yes.
grouchy near the end
So
of the trip.
sorry about that. I ruined
The people
everything
who
as well
enjoyed
there.
their meal
The people
went
who
on the high roller, had a
Yes,
wonderful
how did that go?
ending to Vegas because we were literally in the air when the sun was setting. It was beautiful.
Oh, nice, very nice.
And then Cranky Pants didn't get their Dole Whip.
That's okay. I was fine.
I don't think I've
I
actually
100%
ever
admit I was
tried Dole Whip. I always hear people talk about Dole Whip. What
It's
is
a
it?
Disney thing, and I
Yeah.
hadn't
Yeah.
tried it either, which is why. So while these guys were napping, they were like, "We need these 5 items from CVS," and we're like, "Okay."
Oh, yeah.
So
I forgot my deodorant.
then they like immediately fell asleep. So then we being me and my mom and Maria went to CVS and we got the 5 items, and then
Which is another good thing about Bally's. They have a CVS right there. So like, I would
convenient.
say it was a pretty good hotel.
yeah,
Yes.
I agree. And newly renovated, so everything's like new and nice and
Top
clean.
condition.
So as we were going to CVS, I saw it and I was like, "Oh man, I wonder if that's like the same thing." So then we were coming back, and I explained to them, I was like, "Listen, I saw this thing. Do you guys want to try it?" Blah blah blah. So then we tried it, and yeah, it's very delicious. I've never had it at Disney either.
So is
but
it like pineapple flavored or?
it's like pineapple soft serve essentially.
Okay.
Aw, sounds so good.
It's so good.
Next time.
Or maybe when you're in Disney, I don't know.
Oh, okay, yes.
So yeah, we had a nice ending. They went to get ice cream, then we left.
Got into this lift and was surrounded by luggage.
Surrounded
but we
by
made
luggage.
it there. And then our flight was delayed half an hour.
So we had this giant ass jug of water that we all had to drink like uniformly because we were just like, drink this or else we got to throw it away. So that everyone's like sipping this giant jug. And then like the security guy was being all like frisky. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, they were like,
Frisky.
why was he- Oh, I was wearing bunny ears. I was wearing because it was.
oh yes, because it was Easter.
It was Easter. We didn't have the heart to throw them away. They were from the dollar store, but we're just like, whatever, we'll wear them.
I like them; they're
And
sparkly.
then just like, nice ears. Watch out for FUD or something. And I was just like, what? Like, what the? It's bizarre.
Yeah, it was very weird.
Good times.
Yes. So yep. Then we got back at like
6 in the morning.
6 in the morning, and Sophia got her bag and immediately got in
I
a cab.
literally left at 7 a.m. and got in the cab and made it to work for 8:29.
Did you actually make it in time?
1 minute to spare.
Nice. Good
And
job,
someone
buddy.
forgot.
And he literally stopped for gas because
Oh
I
my
had
God,
lots of
that's
time
hilarious.
apparently.
Wow.
So like when me and Sophia we got off the plane. We got off the plane first, and I'm like, sorry, she's got to go to work.
I
And
was
like,
like, okay, bye everyone. See you later.
so like we got our luggage, we're like woofing it, and then so like I like throw the luggage down. I'm like zip zip zip. Here's yours, and then she's like thanks, and like the.
And then I saw your dad, and I was like bye as I was getting into the taxi.
And he's like, why Sophia no come with us? And I'm like, Dad, she has to work. He's like, okay.
And then, did you sleep in the cab on the
I
way?
did not sleep in the cab.
Oh man, that must have been a long day
I
for you.
almost fell asleep as they were talking about the workshops.
Yes. And then we went back to our house, and then we all went to sleep. And
Took a
then
nice
Back
nap.
to my house.
Lydia went back to her house, and then that was it, pretty much.
That was
we
it.
did breakfast, and then
Well, it's been an hour and 10 minutes.
So,
I feel
yeah.
like people have, I'm sorry there was no videos, but hopefully you enjoyed this audio journey.
Yes.
Hopefully we painted a nice picture for you of what Vegas was like. And overall, I think it was a great trip. No?
yeah, I thought it was
it was
good.
a fun trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I needed a trip because I hadn't been on a trip for 2 years because my husband got injured and we never left. So it was a nice, for me.
Yeah.
Cool. 2 thumbs up.
Would 2 thumbs up would do it again.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe with Dole Whip next time.
I still
Maybe add an extra day, so we had like one more day to kind of like.
Oh no, I'm done with Vegas. I mean
yeah.
somewhere else.
Yes. Oh, good.
Oh
yes.
yeah. Oh, you mean road trip again?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for
yes.
sure. Absolutely. Road trip.
Like
Woo.
Pickerington, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
$5 special.
Lydia,
We're doing it.
$5. Come on.
$5. When are you ever gonna go somewhere for $5?
$5.
American? That's
Yeah.
like $7 Canadian.
Oh my God.
I could buy a
Who knows?
burrito
The
with
fair,
that.
the fair might have Dole Whip. Who knows?
Aaron Carter and Dole Whip.
Ooh.
All right. Well, thank you for taking a very long break with us, guys. And we will see you next time.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.